rollers and tennis balls, that's what we need. And we are lower body, hip opening, sacroiliac joint mobilizing and stabilizing through those glutes. We might do a bit of clam today. We haven't done that for a while. So rubbing those legs, sitting up tall. So first of all, shimmy from side to side. Feel those seat bones into the ground. Feel the right, feel the left. And then you can actually rock over from one side to the other. Make that rock smaller and smaller so you have even pressure, even feeling in your seat bones. And then pull your toes to your nose and push your right foot away so you feel that right pelvis, top of the pelvis, tilt forward, left one goes back, and then the other way, left foot forward, right foot forward, and see the glide, and we want the same amount of glide on each side. If you haven't, don't worry, we'll work on that. You take your hands around to where your spine joins your pelvis. You can feel the sacroiliac joint moving. You can feel in that lower lumbar area, and that gets stiff and tight. Okay, make those heels come to rest at the same place. Soften the knees a bit, roll yourself forward, take that head up at a 45-degree angle over those feet, hands behind the calves. Breathing in on the out breath, lengthen that head so you come onto the front bottom, bringing that tummy button down to those thighs, lengthening that spine. So you should feel the stretch through the hamstrings. Push that right knee down to the floor. Push that left knee down without letting the back lift up. Push the right knee down. Push the left. Push the right. Push the left, push both knees down to the floor, bring the toes to the nose. Point the toes away. Bring those toes up. Point them away. Bring those toes up. Slide those fingers. If you need to bend the knees, you can. Slide those hands over so the fingertips are in the arches of the foot. And pull those toes down towards that shin bone. All the way along. Make sure all your toes are pulling down. And then take the thumb on the big toe, pull that further, pull the second toe, pull that middle toe, fourth toe, and that baby toe, lengthening. And then take those fingers over and push all the toes away from you, stretching the top of the foot. And then turn those feet towards each other using the thumbs and forefingers. And then turn the soles of the feet away. So we're working on the mobility of the foot. And then thumb into the arch, give that a bit of a massage with your thumb. Go up and down 2 or 3 times. And then sit yourself up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up to your ears, round and back, and rub those knees. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back, rub those thighs. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round, put the hands on the floor behind, lift up that chest. Use your heels to pull yourself onto your front bottom and lift that chest, lift that chin, take that chin all the way up in the sky, stretch that throat, jut the chin up, really stretch that throat. Bringing that chest up, pulling those shoulder blades together, and then bring that chin all the way down into the chest. And then take that chin up into the sky. And then bring that chin down into the chest. Bring the toes to the nose, take the eyes to the right side of the right leg. Lift that left ear up from the left shoulder, stretching through that neck, pulling those shoulder blades together. And turn the face left, turn it right, turn it left, turn it right, rotating it. So you're sliding that chin as if you're sweeping it along the floor. Pull that head away from, tilt the head, so you're pulling that ear from the shoulder, and then bring those eyes to the front. Looking between your knees, pulling the back of the head as if somebody's got hold of the bottom of your skull at the back and they're pulling it up to the sky. Lengthening that neck. Bring those eyes to the left side of the left leg. Pull those shoulders back, lift that chest up. Pull that right shoulder down away from that ear. Turning that chin left, turning it right. Turning it left, turning it right. Pulling that shoulder away from the ear. And then bring those eyes back to the center. Pull those shoulders up to the ears, back and down, lift the chin up to horizontal, squeeze those shoulders together. Take that chin all the way up into the sky, lift that chest, push that belly forward towards those thighs, and then bring those eyes to horizontal, hands on the legs, roll yourself all the way down, pushing the head over the toes, stretch that back, round it. Push out at the bottom of the base of the spine. Push out each vertebra all the way through the waist, through the ribs, through that neck, lengthening, and then release, lift yourself up nice and tall. Breathe in, bring those arms up in front. Breathe out, roll yourself all the way down to the floor. Take those arms all the way overhead. Reach those hands away, push that right hand away from that right foot, stretching that right armpit. And then push that left hand away from that left foot, stretch that left armpit. Both hands away from both feet. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. Pull those shoulders down to the waist. Bring the hands up to the sky above the chest. Take the hands wide, back to the hands to the floor. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Push the back of the head in the floor and let the spine kind of be soft. The lower back is lifted. The shoulder blades have slid together. Spine's away from the ground. Breathing in. Breathing out, bring the hands together, flatten the entire spine onto the floor. Take those hands out wide, lift that lower back away, push the back of the head in the floor, shoulders are light on the ground. Bring those hands together, flattening that spine. Take the hands apart, lifting the spine, pushing the back of the head in the floor, push the back of the hands in the floor, lift the shoulders off the ground. Release onto the ground, bring the hands up to the sky. Rolling yourself all the way up, pushing those hands up over those toes. Push the lower back into the floor to help yourself lift up. Put the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind and turn. Use that right hand to keep yourself vertical. Use that left hand to turn further, turning from the lower back, middle back, upper back. And then come back round to the front. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind and turn the other way. Use that left hand to keep yourself vertical. Use that right hand to turn, turning from the bottom first. It's a spine turn, not a shoulder turn. Come all the way back to the front. Bring in that roller. Okay, bring in that roller. Feet flat on the floor. Rest yourself back on that the lower ribs. Sorry. Take hold of the head in the hands. Breathing in. Breathing out, lengthen all the way over that roller. Let that head come down to the floor. Push those bottom ribs up into the sky. Breathe in at the bottom. Breathe out. Bring that head back up to the sky. Move the roller a few vertebrae up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lengthen over the roller. Breathe in at the bottom. Breathe out. Bring that head back up to the sky. Move the roller a few vertebrae up. Breathe in. Breathe out, lengthen over the roller. Breathe in at the bottom. Breathe out. Lift that head back up. Move the roller up a bit more. Breathe in. Breathe out, lengthen over that roller. Breathe in at the bottom. Breathe out. Bring that head back up, move the roller up one more. Rest the back of the head on that roller. Put those hands on the jaw. Push the jaw away using the back of the roller and traction that neck. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lengthen. And then release. Take the head in the hands, lift the bum off the floor a bit and roll the roller down to those bottom ribs. Roll the roller back to the base of the neck. All the way down to those bottom ribs. All the way back to the base of the neck. Lean on that left side all the way down. All the way back up. All the way down. All the way back up. Leaning all the way over onto the left, through those bottom ribs. Rest your bum on the floor if it's too much. But keep the roller moving, down through the armpit, down through those bottom ribs, back onto the back. Take hold of the head if you need, keep that head low. Rolling all the way through. And then rolling over onto the right side. So first of all, so take about 3 rolls to get all the way onto the side. So just the side of the spine to start with, keeping that head low, keeping that bum low. Being aware of any tension. All the way over onto that right side. Extend that right arm up on the floor. Going through those ribs, through that armpit. Through those ribs, through that armpit. And then going back on the back. So we're not going to spend ages here because we do that on a Thursday. All the way down. And all the way back. Lowering that head down. Rest that bum on the floor. Have that roller in that bra strap area. Rest that head on the ground. Take those arms all the way up overhead. Take those legs all the way out straight. Reach and stretch those hands, lengthening through the core, lengthening through the front of the body. Feel the fascia stretch through the pubic area. Feel it stretch under those ribs. Feel it stretch through around that breastbone, through the armpits. Push the back of the head into the floor, lengthen, point those toes, really stretch those fingers. And then bring those hands back in, take the head, bring those feet back in, lift the bum, rolling the roller up to the base of the neck and down to those bottom ribs and back up to the base of the neck and all the way down, lifting up that head. Keep that roller moving and then eventually rest your bum on the floor and lift yourself up off the roller. You can move the roller just to the side. We'll come back to it in a second. Grab your tennis ball, slide it under that right buttock. Lifting yourself up, let's do circles. Circles through that bum. So we're exploring, explore that muscle, explore any knots. So circles to start with, and then you can go up and just up and down on this side of the buttock. Up and down through the middle. If you don't have a ball, you can use the corner of the roller. Up and down through the middle. And then you can go across. So like you're gridding, grid your butt. Grid it to see where the knots are. And then find a knot. And then lift that knee up and lower it. So you're trapping it and then moving the muscle. So you're asking oxygenated blood to come there. It can't because you're trapping it. And then once you move off the ball, the flow accelerates. Okay, make sure that you're keeping on the knot. If the knot goes, find another one and you can bend and straighten the leg, or you can lift it up and down. And then you can roll through the muscle. So you can really explore. And you can spend a bit longer if you need. And then once you've had a bit of a go on that butt cheek, let's go to the other side. So exploring first. So I do circles around the perimeter, and then I decrease them down to the middle, and then I go across and back, across and back. And I tend to find most of my tension is on the outside edge, which is the glute medius, which is the muscle we're trying to get to work. So that's great. And then we can go up and down. And then we can find a knot. And we can sit as heavy as you feel comfortable. Lift that knee up, lift it down. Lift that knee up, lift it down. And then straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Just moving that leg whilst trapping the muscle. Move on the ball, try to find another spot. And then circles, massage it over. Good. When you feel like you've covered all of those knots, you won't have got rid of them, but you've given them a bit of a going over. You can move that ball out of the way and bring that roller back in. So we use the roller to smooth over. So lift yourself onto it and then roll through the buttock. So I'm going on the right side first. I'm going to roll in that right buttock. And then I'm going to lay on it and I'm going to let myself roll over onto the side. So get the tensor fascia lata, which is the top of your iliotibial band, sort of that hip area. And then I'm going to go on that right hand side. So where the attachment point of the quads, of the ITB, and I'm going to go over onto my tummy, onto my, just staying on the pelvis area. Turn those toes outwards a bit, and then switch onto that left hand side. Rolling through those hip flexors. Going up the front edge of the pelvis, and then onto the side, on the right, on the left. Through that iliotibial band attachment, and then over onto my glute. And then over onto the back. And then slide that roller down a little bit. So we're on the thighs. We do the full length of the thighs. So turn the toes towards each other, get the inner thigh. I'm going to lift the left leg up, put the weight on the right leg, get that inner thigh. Turn that toe up, going on the back of that leg. Going over onto the outside of this leg. Coming down onto my elbow. Going all the way down the side of that leg. Over onto the front. So visualize it's like pastry, no lumps in it. Got to go through the whole, cover every square millimetre of flesh. Over onto the front, turn those toes out so we get a bit on the inner thigh. And then we're going to transfer onto that left leg. All the way down, all the way up. Going over onto the outside edge. Onto a bit into the hip flexors. And then over onto the back of that leg. Transferring those arms on the floor. Lift that right leg over the left leg. Turning that left toe in so we get a bit of inner thigh. And then popping the bum on the ground. Move that roller down a touch. We get the calves. So swinging up and down. Turn the toes one way. Turn those toes up. Turn them over the other way. And then pop the bum on the floor. Right, let's do the sacroiliac joint. So keep the roller under your knees. Bend those knees, get the feet closer to the bum. Okay, rolling yourself down to flat, having that roller under the knees. Bring yourself in so the feet are closer to the bum. Fingertips will touch the roller. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Pull those shoulders into the floor. Lift that spine away. Feel that upper back opening. Breathing in. On the out breath, flatten the spine in the ground. Push the heels in the floor, pubic bone up and come up into the bridge. So you're lifting one vertebrae at a time. Hold up high. Breathe in. On the out breath, lower the vertebra all the way down to the ground. Arch the back at the bottom. Flatten that spine as you breathe out. Lead with the pubic bone, one vertebra at a time comes off the floor. Lift that back up so you're resting on your shoulders and your feet. Your feet want to be under your knees. Breathing in. Keep those knees hip distance apart. Don't let them flail out. Lower that spine, one vertebra at a time, all the way down to the ground. Arch the back at the bottom. Stretching through that spine, pushing the back of the head in the floor. Stretch that neck. Breathing in. On the out breath, flatten the back, pubic bone up into the sky, push through the heels, toes are loose, bring that roller in and lower the pelvis down onto the roller. So the roller is between the tailbone and the top of the pelvis. It's not that fussy exactly where, that's fine like that. Put those hands on the hips. Drop the right knee down to the floor, lift it up. Drop the right knee down. Lift it. Feel the outside edges of your hips. Drop the right knee down. Lift it back. Drop the right knee down. Leave it there. Push that right hip into the roller and release. Push, release. Push, release. Push, release. Push, release. Push. Hold it in there and then little pulses. Push, 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 push. Release, bring that knee back up. So we are stretching the sacroiliac joint. Drop the left knee out, bring it back. So as you drop the knee out, you should feel a glide with those the edges of the pelvis, the outside edges. Bring the knee up. If you don't, your SI is a bit jammed. Bring it up, drop it out, leave it there. So we unjam it by leaving the knee out to the side, push the pelvis into the roller, release, push, release. So my left side, I don't feel anything. There's a glide, it's happy. My right side always feels grumpy, although that's not true. It's been feeling a lot better recently. Push in, release, push in, release. It was really quite painful when I first started doing this. Push in and hold it. Now pulsing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, bring it back up. Take the right side out, push into the roller, release, bring it back up. Take the left leg down, push into the roller, release, bring it back up. Take the right leg out, push into the roller, release, bring it back up. Left leg out, push in, release, bring it back up. One more on each side. Right leg out, push in. Release, bring it back up. Left side out, push in. Release, bring it back up. Hold on to the roller. Draw in the core, pull the lower back down to the floor. Bring the right knee up over the hip. Bring the left knee up over the hip. We're now going to stretch the lower back. Let those legs fall over the face. Let those knees come to the chest. Let those thighs come to the belly. Straighten those legs if you can. Point the toes. Flex. Point. Flex. You need to hold the roller so it doesn't run away. Point, straighten the legs if you can, flex, circles with those feet one way, circles with those feet the other way. Point, flex those feet, take those legs apart, point, circles, circles the other way. Push those heels away, bring the toes towards the floor. Bring those legs back together. Lengthen, push the head away from the tailbone, push the heels away from the tailbone. Bend the knees, bring those feet back over, hold this left knee where it is, take the right foot to the floor. Lengthen that right foot away, hold on to the left knee. Push that right heel down to the floor, feel the stretch through the hip flexor. Take the foot left, take it right, take it left, take it right. Push that heel away. Keep that left knee in. Stretching, lengthening, and then bring that right leg back. Hold on to the right knee. Take that left leg out, heel to the floor, slide it away. Pushing that heel away, pulling the right knee in, stretching through this hip. Take that foot a bit left, a bit right, a bit left, a bit right. A bit left, a bit right, a bit left, a bit right. Back to the center, keep that foot heel down to the floor. Hands on the right knee, pulling the right knee towards, pull the shoulders away from the ears, lengthen the neck. And then release, bring that left leg in, so both legs are in, look after that back. Hold on to the roller, bring those knees down to the chest, so you stretch that lower back, draw in the core. Find the neutral spine, take the right foot over, take the left foot over. Drawing this core in, now lengthen both legs away, push those heels away. Take those hands overhead, push those hands overhead on the floor, draw in that tummy, your core should be strong. Bring those hands to the sky, holding onto the roller again, lift that right knee up, bring it in. Take that right leg out, put it back to the floor. Bring that left knee up, bring it in. So your tummy muscles, this is a tummy exercise. Take that left leg out, keep that back protected, shoulders away from the ears. Draw in the core, bring that right knee in. Take that right leg out, heel to the floor, bring that left knee in. Take that left leg out, heel to the floor. Bring that right knee in. Stretch, feel the stretch in the hip flexor. Take that right leg out. Bring that left knee in. Keep the stretch through that right hip flexor. Now put that left foot down on the floor, knee bent. Bring that right leg in, knees bent. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Bring the toes off the ground, clench the bum, push through the heels, lift the body away from the roller. Move that roller out. Lower that spine to the ground, keeping those shoulders on the floor. Arch the back at the bottom. Flatten the back, push through the heels and lift. Lower the body, arching the back at the bottom. Breathing in at the bottom. Breathing out, flatten the back, push through the heels and lift. Arms down on the floor, palms up. Push the palms away from the ears. Lower the spine all the way down to the ground. Slide your arms out into the scarecrow position. Drop the knees to the left. Left hand on right knee, pull that down. Right arm away, turn the eyes right. Keep that spine in neutral. Feel the stretch through the lower back, through that waist area. Let those knees come up to the sky. Drop those knees over to the right. Bring that right hand on that left leg. Pull that left knee down. Turn the eyes left. Left hand's gone away. Shoulders away from the ears. Breathing in. Pull that left knee down. Pull the tummy button to the sky. Feel the rotation. Bring those knees up. Right arm out. Drop them over to the left again. Put that left hand on that right knee. Pull that right knee down. Push that right hand away. Turn those eyes right. Stretching. Stretching through that middle. Bring those knees to the sky. Bring them all the way over to the other side. Right hand on that left leg, left hand away. Lengthening, breathing in. And then bring those knees up to the sky. And then lengthen those legs out straight. Bring those arms all the way up into the sky. Draw in the core, flatten the lower back hard into the ground. And then release. Flatten the back hard into the ground. Feel how those thighs lift up. Feel how your chest wants to lift up. And release. This time keep the thighs down, which will pull the upper body up. Flatten the lower back down and lift that upper body, come into sitting. Reaching all the way forward. Reaching over those legs. So legs as straight as you can, lifting that body up. Come back into vertical, breathing in. And on the out breath, lower by flattening the pelvis on the ground before your spine. So here, push the pelvis flat. All the way down, one vertebra at a time. Bring those arms all the way overhead. Breathing in. On the out breath, tighten the thighs, clench the bum, push the lower back in the floor. Bring those arms up and lift yourself all the way up. Reach all the way forwards. Reach all the way forwards over those feet. Good, stretching those hamstrings. Lift yourself up to vertical, breathing in. On the out breath, lowering all the way down to the ground. Taking those hands all the way overhead, let that spine lift away. Breathing in on the out breath, tighten the thighs, push the lower back in the floor, bring those hands all the way up and roll yourself all the way up, reaching all the way forwards. Lifting, holding strong. And then sit yourself vertical. Left hand on right knee, right hand behind and turn. And then back round to the front, right hand on left knee, left hand behind and turn. And back round to the front. Swing those legs around and come onto all fours. Okie doke. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Feet level with the knees. Turn the tailbone down, bring the back up, push the eyes down to the knees. Inside of the elbows are forward, turn the tailbone up, lower that belly down, lengthen that spine, push that chin forward, stretch through the front. So even curve of the spine. Turn the tailbone down, push that spine up, bring those eyes down. And then turn that tailbone up, push that belly down, bring those eyes up. Find that neutral position. So each side of the pelvis should be equidistant from the floor. Each side of your breastbone equidistant from the floor. Turn the inside of the elbows towards the front. Lengthen that head away from the tailbone. Glide that body backwards, so we're taking the bum towards the heel, stretching in that hip. Pulling those knees apart, lift yourself back up to all fours. Glide that body back towards that bum, stretching through those hips, keeping neutral spine, so you're staying parallel to the floor, not rounding the back up. Pulling the knees away from each other, but leaving them in the same position on the floor, bring yourself back up. Gliding back, so we're using the glutes to swing through. Bring that belly to the thighs, stretching in that hip, pulling those knees apart, bring yourself back up. Breathe in. On the out breath, slide those hands forward, bring that chin all the way down to the floor. Breathing in. Keep the bum in the air. Breathing out, bring those armpits down. Push those forearms and hands into the ground. Breathing in, breathing out. Lengthen through those armpits. Breathing in, breathing out. Glide that body back towards those hips. So we do those feet rather. So we're doing two stretches at the same time. Pull those knees apart, lift yourself up onto all fours. Good, turn that tailbone down, push that spine up, eyes down. Turn that tailbone up, belly down, pushing the chest forward. Staying in this position, slide those hands forward, bringing that chest down to the floor. Arms straight, pushing those fingers away. Bringing the chin down, breathing in. Push those forearms into the ground, increasing the stretch through those armpits. Breathing in, breathing out. Glide that body back towards the heels, pulling those knees apart, sit yourself up onto all fours. Turn that tailbone down, push the back up. Turn that tailbone up, bring that belly down. Good, one more, slide those arms forward. So we're really stretching through that. So this is part of down dog. We're stretching through those armpits. Stretching that upper body, making it straight. So you need to feel this when you do the down dog. Exactly the same position in the arms. The only thing is your bum's in the air and your knees are off the floor. Glide that body back to the heels. So we have flexion in the hip, pulling the knees apart, lift yourself up onto all fours. Okay, turn those toes over. Turn the inside of the elbows forward. Lift those knees off the floor and come up into this down dog position. Knees are soft, so we get the upper body correct first. Armpits back, sink back, so your tummy button comes towards your thighs. Armpits down towards the floor. Heads between the elbows, and then push that right knee back. Release. Push that left knee back. Release. Push that right knee back. Release. Push that left knee back, release. Push both knees back, lift those toes. Spread those toes, pushing those heels, paddle them, right foot, left foot to the floor, right heel, right heel. Both heels, knees, thighs tight, armpits down. Breathing in, loosen that head and neck. Breathing out, weight on the left foot, bring the right leg in the air. Bend the knee, drop the foot behind, lift the knee high, and swing that foot through between those hands. Pushing that right heel back. Pushing that right heel back. Lift that body up. Put the right arm on this right knee if you need. Lift that chest up. Keep this back knee off the floor. Stretching through that hip flexor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lower this back knee to the floor. Stretching, pulling that, clenching with the bum, pushing the pubic bone towards the front heel. Lift yourself up onto the knee and the foot. Bring this left arm up into the sky. Keep your soles of your toes down. Push that left arm up into the sky. Imagine you're pulling this left knee forward. So tense the front of that leg. Breathing in. On the out breath, release the tension. Lift that left arm up in the sky. Push that left knee down. Stretch through the front of that leg. Breathing in. Breathing out. Stretching through the front of that leg, through the front of that hip. Now release that left arm down to the floor. Turn the back toes over. Glide the bum backwards. Stretch this front leg out in front. Slide it forwards. Toes are pointed. Tummy button down to the thighs. Bring the toes to the nose. Increase the stretch through the calf. Point. Stretch. Point. Flex. Point. Hold it there. Bring those arms round to the left. Push the bum right. Feel the stretch in that inner thigh. Bring those arms over this leg. Stretching the outside. Let the foot slide onto the side. Feel the stretch in the iliotibial band. Hands back round to the front. Glide yourself forwards. Walk this foot across to the left. Lower that knee to the floor. Let that leg lengthen behind. Holding yourself strong. Lower yourself down over this front leg. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push those knees into the floor. Lift yourself up. Take those hands away from the floor. Hold them behind. Lift and stretch. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release those arms. Lengthen yourself all the way down over that front leg. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring those hands back either side of the front leg. Lift that body up. Turn the toe over of the back foot. Lift the back knee off the floor. Push that bum in the air. Come back into down dog. So hands are parallel. Push that right heel down. Push that left heel. Push that right heel. Push both heels. Bring that tummy to the thighs, armpits to the floor. Weight on the right leg. Bring the left leg up. Keep the right knee pointing to the right hand. Bend the left knee. Drop the foot behind. Stretch those psoas muscles. And then swing that left leg through between those hands. Lengthen that right heel away behind. Lengthening that body, stretching through the groin. Lifting that chest. Lowering the right knee to the floor. Keeping the toes as they are. Put that left elbow on the left knee. Pull the left knee out. Let the flesh of the belly drop between those legs. Lift up onto this knee and this foot. Bring that right arm up into the air. Lengthen. And then visualize you're pulling this back knee forward. Pushing the pubic bone towards that front foot. Lengthening through the torso. Breathe in. On the out breath, reach that hand up. Push that knee down. Release the tension in the front of the leg. Feel that stretch through that right hand side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release that hand. Bring that hand either side of this front leg. Turn the toes of the back foot over, glide the bum back, let this foot slide forward. Straighten this front leg. Walk those hands to the right, let the bum slide left. And bring those hands over this front leg and let the bum slide to the right. Bring these hands back. Glide that body forward and walk this foot across to this right hand. Lowering that knee down to the ground, lengthen the back leg. Holding yourself strong and then lowering yourself down over this front leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Walk these hands back to this front foot and lift yourself up. Lengthening, breathing in. Take that, pushing the knees into the floor, take those hands away. Hold the body strong. Breathing in, breathing out. Release those hands. Lay yourself down over this foot. Breathing in, breathing out. Slide your hands back to this front leg and lift yourself up. Turn the back toe over and lift that back knee up. Lift yourself back up into down dog. Pushing through that right heel, pushing through that left heel. Pushing right, pushing left. Pushing both heels down, soften the knees, bring the armpits to the toes and lengthen those legs. Breathing in, breathing out. Lower those knees down to the floor. Turning the inside of the elbows forward, turn that tailbone down, bring the back up. Turn the tailbone up, bring the chest down. Find neutral. Take the right knee out to the side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop it on the floor. Take the left knee out to the side for 5. Keep the torso still. 4. Keep the spine straight. 3, 2, 1. Glide that body back. Keeping that neutral spine. Elbows on the floor. Breathing in. Pull those knees apart from each other. Lift yourself onto all fours. And then walk the knees forwards and sit yourself down. Pop those legs out on the ground in front. Hands behind the thighs. Pull yourself forwards. Sit yourself up vertical. Find those seat bones. Shimmy. Rest down. Glide the right leg forward. Glide left. Glide right. Glide left. Glide right, left, center. Are your feet moving more evenly? Roll those shoulders up to your ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Bring those arms up into the sky. Bring those arms all the way wide, dust the floor. Bring them all the way up. Breathing in on the out breath, reach them up, push the seat bones down, tighten the thighs, bring the toes to the nose. Release those arms out wide. Rest them on the legs. And roll your shoulders. Well done.